Hi, I'm Dorinda. Welcome to my channel, PrimordialDor Tarot. I'm here to do a Leo reading today for the 11th to 14th of November, 2025. I'm using the Thoth Tarot deck, and I'm going to do 15 cards plus an animal card, so that's 16. I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like and subscribe. It helps me build this channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, for Leo. Let me cut the deck. All right, calling upon the universe. Can I have some messages, please, for Leo? What does Leo need to hear today? What does Leo need to hear today? For Leo, please. For Leo. What does Leo need to hear today? All right. Bottom of the deck, see overall, Leo. Bottom of the deck, we have Mars in Aries, Two of Wands, Dominion. All right, Leo, you've made some sort of a decision of where you're going in life. All right, the decision has been made. You know, maybe you've been thinking about it for a long time. Maybe you didn't want to make that decision. You're on the fence about it or something. But you've made it. You've made it, and you're going forward with it. All right, Leo. Present situation, you have the Five of Cups, disappointment. All right, Leo, there's been some disappointments in your life. Things didn't go exactly the way you had planned. All right. We all have disappointments in love, in work, in living situations, all kinds of things, right? So, you know, like I've been saying recently, it's the disappointments and the failures and the defeats that make you who you are, really. It's how you handle these things that really shows your strength, okay? So, you know, you've got to accept them, learn from them, and move on. Because, you know, next you're going to get the success card or something, you know, or the happiness card or something. You're disappointed, and then you'll get that card. And that's contrast. The universe has to show you contrast. So you got to know this end of the stick to know the other good end of the stick. You know? So that's in your present situation. You're having that right now. But the successes in that will come along. And, you know, then you thank these situations that weren't nice while you're in it at all. But you'll thank them for showing you the contrast. All right? You know, that's the way it goes. You got to know the crappy end of the stick to know the good end of the stick. So, you know, you've made a decision. You'll get out of that, Leo. All right, card to the left, Leo, is Major Arcana. We have the Tower coming in, the Eye of Horus coming in. All right, because there's some things that need to get out of your life. All right, the Tower only takes away things that are no longer needed or necessary. Okay, it's an unexpected event. All right, things will be much better after the Tower blows through. All right, so, you know, it could be just items in your life that got to go, lightening up your situation. It could be people that don't resonate with you anymore. They're not vibing on the same vibration. They're from the past, you know, and you grow and change, and your vibration changes, and then you don't vibe with them anymore. So, you know, you can still love them from a distance, you know, send 2 emails a year or something like that. Okay, and, you know, it could be thought patterns and belief systems. You may have a belief system that you're hanging on to, and it's not working for you, and, you know, you gotta tweak it, change it, or get rid of it. Change it or get rid of it, right? It's not serving you anymore. And if you have to wait for the Tower to come along to blow it out of your life, you know, that's the hard way. You could do it the easy way and just tweak it beforehand, but unexpected event coming in could be just a quarrel with somebody, right? That's been brewing for a long time. And then you won't have so much contact with that person anymore because they're not resonating with you anymore. Okay? So the Tower's coming in, but it'll be all better after the Tower. All right. The final card in this section is the Eight of Swords, interference. All right, there'll be delays and setbacks. And, you know, this might be self-imposed timeout, a delay. Maybe you've put yourself in a situation where you're taking a timeout because you got to think about things. You're rearranging your thoughts, your belief systems, and maybe you need the delays and the time out till you come out of the cocoon. Maybe you're in the cocoon, morphing, changing, gonna come out as the butterfly you needed this time. Maybe that's probably what's going on after the Tower comes through, right? You go back into the cocoon. All right, and you're in the mush right now, but you'll come out as a butterfly. All right, Leo. And then that all gets cleared up. All right, Leo. Steps towards the future. Middle card, we have the High Priestess, Major Arcana. I got her a new little bikini top on there today. All right. And, you know, this is number 2 of the Major Arcana after the Magus, right? She's the Magus mate. And she's the conduit of truth. She sees the truth and speaks the truth, and she has super high intuition. So, you know, you've got high intuition, Leo. You got super high intuition. So you're going to see things for what they are. The Tower blew in, took away some things that weren't working for you, and you know it. And you know it. You got the high intuition. So, you know, be at peace with that. And keep listening to your gut instincts, because you got it. You got it going on, Leo. And your gut's never wrong. So listen to yourself. All right, Leo, card to the left, we have Jupiter and Pisces, 9 of Cups, happiness. See, you're happier already. Got rid of that stuff or those people or those ideas. All right, so this is the card of bliss, being content, balanced, happy. The beautiful 9 card, 3, 6, 9. Magical number sequence, good luck, big win, happiness card. All right, Leo. See? You intuited the happiness. You know, you got to let go of some things. And then you'll be so much happier. But, you know, it's like dragging a slab of brick around or something. You got to let go sometimes. You know it. You know it, Leo. All right, Leo. The final card in this section is Sun and Capricorn, 4 of Dispower. All right, so this is stability, getting a little power in your life, little stability. You know, that's what it is. But sometimes, you know, this is the castle where it's safe and secure and, you know, you're safe in there and you're going to get fed and, you know, you stay in the castle and you're not influenced by outside or you're not bothered by outside. But sometimes you feel like you're trapped. Sometimes you feel like you're the bird in the bird cage in here. It's safe, you get fed, looked after, but you can't really fly. You know, you can't really spread your wings and fly. You know, so you got yourself in a cocoon. And maybe you feel trapped. Maybe you feel like you want to fly. Once you come out of this cocoon, you're the butterfly. You don't want to be in the cage, maybe. Maybe you don't want to be in the cage. Maybe you want to fly. That's something to think about, Leo. All right, what's helping and hindering you? Middle card, Venus and Aries, 4 of Wands, completion card. All right, so, you know, you're the master. You're the best. You're you know, you've taken some skill right to the top, and you are the best. You are the master. You got a great reputation. People that admire you. They love you. You know, you are it. But as you can see, the ram's head of Aries and the doves of Venus and the flames, nothing goes by these rings. You've taken that skill to the top, right to the top, and there's nowhere else to go. So it's time to put that down, lay it to rest, and take on a new challenge. You need a new challenge. You want to fly the coop. You don't want to be cooped up, Leo. All right? And something's over. So it's time to take on a new challenge. Like you mastered the other one. You got to master a few things in your life. Several, many. Lots of occupations. Master them, you know, and move on. I get bored. I have to move on. I can't, if I'm the master after so many years, I got to learn something new. You know, it gets boring. I don't know how people can do the same job all their whole life. I can't do that. I got to move on. So you got to move on. Take on a new challenge. All right, and then in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is celebration. The completion, like I guess, of a courtship, and they get married and happily ever after, you know. So, you know, you might celebrate what you have done. You've done it so well, right? And then move on. And that's a help. To the left, we have the Prince of Discs. All right, so, you know, he's about material resources and wealth. And he's a slow-moving energy. He comes cruising in, and he's looking to build his establishment, looking for the fertile valley. This is a young person with all kinds of new innovative ideas. Wants to do things completely differently than anybody else. So maybe you're taking on his energy, and you want to start something new. You want to get out of that birdcage. Do something completely different, right? This is, you know, young people with different ideas. That's how the world goes. You need those people. All right, so this is about creating a situation in your life that brings in that money. All right, and it's creative. And it's interesting, and it's good. All right, Leo, that's a help. Final card in this section is the Four of Cups, luxury. So if you get a little luxury in your life, you know, but luxury, you got to watch it, right? It can spoil you, make you complacent. And then if you're complacent, then you're not watching the money, and then you could lose the luxury. So, you know, you don't want to get too complacent with luxury. All right, Leo. What's in your mind and psyche? Middle card, we have the Seven of Discs, failure. All right, Leo, this goes with the disappointment, all right? You're thinking about it. You just think, it's in your mind, middle of your mind. You think you failed. You haven't failed, Leo. You haven't failed. You're just getting the lessons, the life lessons, the disappointment and failure. All right? That's how it's the universe tempering you, banging you into shape, sharpening that sword, banging you into shape. It's not easy, but these are the other ends of the stick, Leo. These are the other ends of the stick. All right? You have the happiness card. You know, so you got to take these ends of the stick too, right? And they're just lessons. And later you'll thank them. You'll thank them, you will. You don't think so now, but you're just thinking about them. But they taught you lessons, Leo. All right, card to the left, we have the beautiful Moon in Sagittarius, Nine of Wands, strength. So you've got the strength, Leo, and this is a beautiful card, a 9, magical number 9. Your second 9 in this reading, happiness and strength. You see, the failures and the disappointments, they made you strong, and you're keeping your vibration high anyway, right? You're holding that vibration because it'll attract the more happiness. 2 9s. All right, Leo. Okay, 3 6 9. You've come off a win. You know, you had a battle, you won, you're strong mind, strong body, all right? And this is good luck, good fortune, a big win, this is good, all right? So you're thinking about that, and you know it, all right? You know it, Leo, you know it, and you got the happiness. You know, you're just getting banged around, getting some lessons in life. All right, Leo. Final card and what's in your mind and psyche is Major Arcana, the art card, otherwise known as alchemy. So you are taking a hold of the situation, and you're creating your new reality. You're leaving something behind, a skill that you mastered. Now you're going to cook up a new one, right? And you're putting all the ingredients in that cauldron, stirring it up, And you're forming your new creation, your new cycle. All right? And you are the alchemist wearing that green cloak. And you're focused and you're hard at it. And you don't want people to distract you from what you're doing. Right? Because you're creating your new situation. Getting all those ingredients. How do you want your life? You want to work at home? Do you want to travel? You know, all those kind of things in that cauldron. Stirring it up and creating your new reality. So you are doing it, and you're strong, and you're a winner. And you'll create something absolutely magnificent, Leo. Absolutely. Right? So you're doing it right. All right, Leo. Karma and your destiny, middle card. We have Mars and Leo, 7 of Wands, Valor. Leo, you've been through so much. You've been through so much, but you got the Valor. And you can handle everything on your own. It's nice to have help, but you can handle anything that comes your way. All right, Leo, on your own. Card to the left, we have the 8 of Discs, Prudence. Okay, so this is about taking things out of your life that are no longer needed, just like this card here. Tower only takes things out that are no longer needed. All right, now you can have the Tower do it, or you can do it yourself. It's a choice, right? Pruning away that growth to get the new spring-like growth, you know? And this is about, you know, this is the work card. Showing up every day, doing the work, banging that sword, tempering it, making it sharper, doing that work, loving the work you do, head down working, all right? And showing up every day and doing an excellent job, all right? And, you know, getting rid of things that don't serve you, getting items, you know, put them to the curb, whatever. You don't need to carry them around with you. Could be people in your life. Like I said, there's people that don't vibe with you anymore, right? And, you know, got to cut the cord. Send them an email twice a year. Love them from a distance, something like that. And it's the belief systems, you know, thought patterns and belief systems that you've been hanging on to that aren't serving you. You can change the belief you're thinking. You know, it's only a thought. You can change the thought, and you can change the beliefs, all right? And tweak them, change them, all right? And that's what this card is all about. All right, Leo, final card. And the outcome of this reading is Major Arcana. We have the Aeon card. All right, number 20 of the Major Arcana, the universe being 21. So a cycle is closing down. Like I said, there's a completion here. A cycle is closing down. And you're creating your new cycle yourself. You're doing it. All right, Leo. So the universe is asking you, take a big leap of faith, walk through that portal. All right? Trust in the process, and trust. And go through that portal and start your new creation, your new way, right? Because, you know, Tower, take things out. That 8 of Discs, you got to get rid of some things. All right? And you're doing it, and you're doing a good job. You'll be the master at the next thing you do. All right? Tweak it. Variations. Whatever. But some cycles closing down, Leo. All right. I'd like to conclude with one animal spirit card. One animal spirit card for Leo. What does Leo need to hear right now? Leo wants out of the bird cage. All right. One for Leo, please. What does Leo need to hear right now? What does Leo need to hear right now? What does Leo need to hear? Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. I'm going to read it. Love is all around, Leo. Got the happiness card. You got love around you, Leo. Everybody loves you. All right? I'm going to read it. This one's good. They're all good. They're all good. Number 41. The darker the skies, the more it seems the dawn will never appear. But Nightingale Spirit is here to remind you that the sun will shine again. You will soon feel the love and notice the abundance that surrounds you. Sing now. Put on some music, or simply sing in the empty space, for finding the light within and giving it voice will give rise to hope and help you begin to hear the call of another who, like you, was beginning to fear the light would never come. Bring the light into the darkness with love from within. Give it voice and know that daybreak will be here soon. All right, Leo. It's funny, I said you want out of the bird cage, right? And then we get the nightingale bird. All right, Leo. You're just going through change of cycles. You want out of that cage. You want to fly. All right, Leo, that was a great reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, and I'll catch you next time.